Uh, yes, you're live.
Hola, muy buenas tardes.
Hola.
A todas y a todos. Bienvenidos un domingo más a una de nuestras sesiones en vivo, a una conversación mixta más. Para que no se me olvide, que a veces se me olvida, lo primero de todo, darles las gracias por acompañarnos un domingo más, por contribuir a estos en vivo. Adelantar que esta semana, como hemos tenido otras semanas, va a ser en inglés. ¿Por qué? Porque nuestros invitados son de Estados Unidos y no hablan español, así que vamos a hacer esta entrevista en inglés. Por si nos estás viendo por primera vez, mi nombre es Débora.
Y yo soy Obi Uche.
Y estás viendo el canal de All Details. También, si es la primera vez que nos estás viendo hoy, esta sección se llama Conversaciones Mixtas y la llamamos así, considerando mixtas a parejas que de una forma u otra son diferentes, ya porque son de diferentes nacionalidades o porque no comparten el mismo color de piel, la misma religión, el mismo idioma, etcétera, etcétera. Cualquier cosa que nos podamos imaginar. Así que, sin nada más que decir por mi parte, vamos a dar paso a esta conversación en inglés. Obi va a hacer la introducción en inglés y presentamos a nuestros invitados.
Sí. So guys, welcome to another episode of today's live stream. My name is Obi Uche, and this is
Débora Ruiz.
Yeah, and this is what we do every week. We have a live session with invited guests. This session is actually called mixed conversation, or in Spanish, conversaciones mixtas. And mixta we mean couples who are mixed either by language, color of skin, nationality, religion, whatever you consider as being mixed in a relationship. And today we've got this very interesting couple. They're going to share a very, very interesting and amazing experience with us about their journey, as couples. So we're very excited about this. We're very excited and we're very in a loop, really, to what they're going to say. So
Before, let me say something in Spanish about the questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Para todas esas personas que hablan español y tal vez no se atreven a poner preguntas en inglés, no se preocupen, ustedes dejan su pregunta ahí en español y nosotros nos encargamos de traducir, de hacerles a ellos la pregunta en inglés y de traducirles lo que nos han querido decir. Así que no se preocupen y vamos a aprovechar esta oportunidad también para practicar un poquito nuestro inglés.
Eso es. All right, guys, are you ready? Let's give a round of applause to our special guest today. So welcome to today's live show. Welcome.
Hello.
So tell us a bit about yourself. Who are you?
My name is Ellie. I have my Instagram is Ellie Rosie Hair because I am a hairstylist. I'm 26 years old and we live together in the United States in a state called Georgia in the city of Atlanta. So Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
Yep. And my name is Rell. My Instagram name is Rell Knows Nothing because I'm a lifetime learner and I believe that you should always be learning. So I don't know anything because I'm learning everything.
Very, very philosophical, right?
We live in Atlanta, Georgia, like Ellie said. I work in sales. I'm a line supervisor in a distribution warehouse. So, and my passion is pretty much in fitness.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Well, guys, we're really, really excited and we're very happy to have you guys here with us. Thank you for accepting this invitation.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So could you tell us a little bit how did you two meet?
Yeah.
Oh, we started.
That's the first question.
Yeah. How did you meet?
Go ahead.
Long time ago, we kind of have a crazy story. I was 21 years
How long ago?
In 2015. I was 21, coming straight out of college, and I got my first ever like big girl job working at Quicken Loans, and that's a banking company located in Detroit, Michigan. Because we're actually originally from Detroit, Michigan, and we recently
Both of you.
yes,
Both of
yeah.
us, yeah.
Okay.
So we started there together the same day, kind of like you guys. Like we signed up to do this orientation thing, and on the same day we sat right next to each
Right.
other because our last names are similar in the alphabet. So they put us right next to each other, and we kind of just clicked. And there's like some little details in there about the fact that we were both in really long-term relationships while we met.
Yeah.
So we had to be careful about how we could make this official or if we should just stay friends. So there were some gaps where we had to take care of business on our own. And then we officially came together as a couple in 2016. So almost like 6 months later, I think, after meeting.
Yeah, about 7.
7, whatever, like a while. And we
Wow.
finally were able to make it official.
So you've
Crazy.
been together for like 4 years.
Yeah.
thereabout.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Okay.
Consistent.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe let me say something in Spanish
Sure,
for
go
the
ahead.
guys who are connecting now. Ok, chicos, buenas tardes, todas las personas que recién os estáis conectando ahora mismo. Por si acaso no lo sabían, la conversación de hoy va a ser en inglés, como están pudiendo escuchar. En caso de que ustedes tengan preguntas y no las quieren hacer en inglés o no saben hacerlas en inglés, nos las ponen en español y nosotros nos encargamos de hacer ambas traducciones.
Mira, Enzo.
Ok.
Enzo, saludos.
Okay, yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah, all right. I mean, that's a beautiful, really beautiful, interesting story, right? Like, you just, wow. It sounds
We're
like,
not far.
yeah, no.
We're not even close.
No, like, no, because, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, like, how you thought that I was mesmerized by him and then vice versa. With you, it really was, like, I was kind of oblivious, and I swear he was out to get me. Like, he was out to try and become more than friends. Because I was so oblivious. I thought we were legit friends forever. And then he made his move.
We was.
So you were, hold
He
on.
was
So you were trying to.
by me. That's what I say. But he claims that he just manipulated me into thinking it was him.
Well, Rell, I mean, I think Rell probably was fighting against being friend zoned, because Ellie was like, oh, I thought we were going to be friends for life, and then Rell was like, no, I want something more than that.
I had to stay in the friend zone for a while, so it was worth it.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow,
okay,
that's
so
crazy.
Let's go with the next question. Yeah. So
all right. I mean, it's really a beautiful story, like I was saying, and it sounds more like the kind of stories you hear or you see in movies, right? So no, really, I wasn't expecting that.
I guess it kind of does.
Yeah, because when I checked that, when I was curiosity, we usually do this, right? Checking the content of the people we're inviting. So I realized Rell does gym. He's into gym, and Ellie, I think you even said that before that you do no, I think I saw it on your Instagram too. You're into cosmetic, whatever. And then I was like, probably because of that, you either met him at the gym or he met you, at the salon or whatever.
Those actually came later in our relationship. So those were original interests.
Oh.
Yeah, like all of those, both of those passions developed together after we met.
Okay.
That's good. Power couple. That's the way to go, right? All right, guys. So tell us exactly how long would you say you've been together? I mean, both as friends and in this official relationship.
Well, we've known each other since 2015, July of 2015. And
5 years.
But we've probably been together since 2016. So 4
Oh,
We would say 4 years.
almost
yeah.
4.5, because we
Yeah.
met in like the spring of 2016. So it's about to be the fall. So
Yeah.
wow, that's cool.
Okay.
All right, so let's get to this next question. Yeah, what was the reaction? I mean,
Your family.
how did they
reaction.
react regarding? I mean, not that you were in a relationship per se, but for example, Rel, you're out with someone, with someone of a different skin color, and Ellie, you're also out with someone of a different skin color. In that respect, how was their reaction or reactions?
You want to go first? Or you want to go?
you can go. Since I've won.
Mine was, everybody was shocked. Everybody was shocked. They were blown away because for me, I've never dated nobody outside of my race. So it was like weird.
Okay.
And I don't even, honestly, before her, I didn't even really know too many white people, be straight up. Like, so it was completely surprising. But I think everybody in the beginning, they thought it was kind of like a phase type deal. They thought I was just like doing something different. They really didn't have no idea how deep, like of an affinity, of a love I was developing for her. And it was still like weird and new to me. So I kind of like kept it low, but eventually like it just blossomed. And now, I don't know. I think everybody they expect it now. Like it's almost normal.
Wow.
And then for me, I've actually like really only ever dated black guys. He wasn't like
I wasn't special at all.
Yeah, I've been attracted to people with darker skin since I was like a little girl. Like all my Barbies, I'd go for the darker skin Barbies. I just always thought it was beautiful. Like their skin, their hair, everything was so beautiful. It was something that I don't have that hair, that skin, you know, so I thought it was just different. But so I've only had like 2 white boyfriends, and that was when I was young. And then everybody else has been darker. And even my girlfriends have only ever really been black girls. So I've kind of been I'm that white girl that hangs around all the black people.
Wow, no, it's quite interesting, yeah, because it's like a contrast, right? Like, from what Rel said. So Rel, your story really, I think it's kind of, I mean, of course, both of you very interesting, but Rel, like, what would you say was like that different spark that you saw in Ellie? Because you say you weren't really into white girls, so you must have seen something. I don't know, like.
I ask them this every day.
I think obviously I was initially attracted to her beauty. Like, she's beautiful. I sat next to her. I was curious about her, and then through just like natural conversation, I realized like. Because in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, like I had like a stereotype almost of what I thought white people were like, and yada yada yada. So through our natural conversation and through us just like being friends, it was like she was breaking that stereotype with everything she did, like her music interests, just the things she was talking about. It was like very non-stereotypical. So I was like, hold on, like it was just blowing me away, and I was more and more intrigued. Like about her. So I just was super curious and just like fascinated, like blown away for real. So I just wanted to know more and more about her. And then I just realized we had so much in common, like so much that we liked. And then like things like little projects and stuff that we did together, like I found that we really worked really, really well together. Like we were a real team, like we partners. So, and I'm a real like stickler for like projects and progress. So it's like we feed off each other's energy really, really well. And I feel like we just like the ultimate team. So
wow. I like the last one, ultimate team. That's really cool. Yeah. Beautiful. I like this. I
was thinking of the next question, but we usually have couples who are from different nationalities, right? So they don't really share a similar culture. But I don't know if it's your case. So because you are both from the States, but have you had these shocks, like cultural shocks, I
Yes.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understood, but like kind of looking at it traditionally, since she's from a white, at least from a white family, and obviously Rel from a black family, so they might have some, cultural shocks. So would you want to share that with us?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely different. Like, I'm the
Okay.
stereotypical, boring, white bread, white girl. My family's very quiet. We're very reserved. We're very passive aggressive. So his family's the complete opposite. They're loud and proud and say everything out loud to your face. They don't care. And the struggles of our socioeconomic upbringing are completely different. I came from a very wealthy, privileged life. I've never really had to worry about anything, and my life's kind of been pretty planned out. And his is completely opposite. Like, he grew up in the hood. He moved out at 17. Everything he's ever made now, he did it himself and never had a handout. So when we first got together, we had
Bravo! Way to go, man.
Thank you.
we
Sorry
had
for
a
the
huge
interruption.
learning curve when we first, like, that first year, probably 2 years,
2 years.
was actually like a struggle. Like, we were constantly fighting. Our ways of fighting were different. Our wants from each other were different. Like, what our expectations were, like, in conversating or communication.
Conversion.
Yeah. And we just now, like, probably within the last year and a half, have gotten to a place where it's just smooth. I know what he's thinking. He knows what I'm thinking. We don't argue. Our arguments aren't anything insane. And we've just now actually really come to a place where we talk about the future with, like, kids and, like, how we want to raise kids. And so that stuff comes up. Like, he already does have a child from a previous relationship. So he deals with parenting, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I don't like, that's not how I grew up. I don't like that. And so we now talk about that. But in the beginning, no, it was more of like a fun, like, it was like we were either up here or down here. So
Yeah.
just came to a place where we're even, and probably within the last, like, 2 years. So yeah, it was a struggle.
But
Wow.
Yeah.
I call it growing pains.
Yeah.
How about Rel? You want to share? I don't know, anything.
Hello?
Yes,
Yep.
I mean, Rel, do you want to share any other thing you consider as a cultural shock that which Ellie never mentioned?
I mean, everything. Like, everything was a culture shock to me. I mean, like she said, I mean, we kind of like speak what we feel. Like, I came from a real, like, macho, you know what I mean, like environment, like a real aggressive, tough environment. So in the beginning with her, it was the complete opposite. So we just, like, misinterpreted each other, like, constantly. 'Cause like she said, she's passive. So I kind of took that as, like, disrespectful, and you know what I mean, and vice versa. So it was like it took a while for us to understand, like, really each other, and, like, develop, like, love languages. Her love language is completely different than mine. So once we started, and we actively sought out, like, education too, like, trying to learn each other better and learn how to like, better our relationship, because we wanted it to work. We just knew that we were so different that, like, it was complex. It was complicated. So like
for example, I feel as though he talks really loud and aggressive naturally. Like, just that was, like, kind of, like, intense. And I'm like me, I'm like, oh my God. So I think it's disrespectful, someone, like, yelling at me. And he's like, this is how I talk. Like, this is how I grew up. So now I just let him do his thing, and he can yell all day. And then he'll be like, Ellie, talk. Like, you don't say anything. And I'm like, I'm scared. Like, I don't want to talk. So yeah.
Even
our food, like, our hair, like, we're like, everything's a culture shock.
So we eat complete. We both of us meal prep, right? Because we prioritize fitness. So both of us meal prep, but we eat completely different things.
Yeah,
Oh,
because he grew up a certain way, and I grew up.
Completely different.
I don't like pepper.
Like she don't cook for me. She don't cook for me, and I don't cook for her.
Yeah.
Like we literally cook
Understandable,
our
right?
own separate meals. Our refrigerators like
No, man.
wow.
so like literally everything is different. But like to me,
Crazy.
I like that. Like I like it so much.
Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah.
because I grew up around an environment where everything was kind of like the same, right? You know what I mean? I saw the same type of people. We did the same type of thing. And anything kind of different in that environment was shunned out, was looked down upon. So, you know, me having an open mind and like embracing differences, I realized like it's so much beauty in differences, in diversity, in togetherness. So it just works.
Oh God.
Oh, that's cool. That's super cool.
And what about your families? Do they know each other? Have they met?
Oh, yeah. I guess we left that out.
Yeah, and how do they get
we've
along?
all met. I've met bits and pieces of his family just because. I've only met just bits and pieces of his family, but he's pretty much met. Oh, because he has a huge family. I was like, why?
Oh,
Because he has a huge family, and they all live like sporadic around in Detroit. And so we just haven't had enough time because we live in Atlanta. So we're time sensitive when we are able to see our family. And my family is very small. I only have like 3 members of my family. And so, yeah, he's met all of the family. For my family, it wasn't a shock just because, like, again, he's like not my first Black boyfriend.
Lucky
so they were just like, oh, Ellie, whatever, another.
So you felt supported by your family.
Yeah, and my brother, it's weird. He likes Black girls, so my parents at this point they just have to deal with it. And what about for your family?
My family is big and spread out, but like I only really kick it with like my immediate family or like my brothers, my mother, and that's pretty much it. Oh, my grandma, and she's met all of them. But like you got to remember, we've been together for 4 years. We've been in Atlanta for pretty much 3 years. So we kind of moved to Atlanta like kind of quickly after our relationship, and so it's like we didn't really have a lot of, and all of the families there. All of the families still in Michigan and Detroit. So it's kind of like we didn't really have a lot of time to do all of that. But everybody's like met and talked. And stuff.
Like on the phone, I've talked to, because he'll have aunties, uncles, cousins, brothers that aren't even blood brothers, cousins that aren't even real cousins. I'm like, what?
I know. Yeah, we're extended, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I can relate, really. Yeah, I know what that feels like. Let's just say some few words to the people here. Bueno, chicos, si están viendo, muchas gracias por estar hoy conectado con nosotros. Estamos con esta hermosa, increíble pareja, Rell y Ellie. Vamos a ver. So here we'll have some shout outs from this guy, Enzo. Well, he's just saying hello
from Guayaquil.
From Guayaquil. Guayaquil is a city here in Ecuador. And I think you should know this. Beso. Do you know what is beso?
Beso? Is that like kiss?
Yeah. So yeah, he's just like throwing out kisses.
It's like love.
Yeah. Okay. And this guy said,
I don't understand anything.
And he also said the same thing. No entender nada.
Like the same. I don't understand.
Yeah. This guy said, "You guys are the best." I mean, people from the northern America, you are the best. He said, "This y'all have Manuel, saludos, Manuel.
Saludos. He lives in España, so he's Ecuadorian, but he lives in Spain,
yeah. Right? Oh, okay. And we'll have Ochitobar. English. And the last one, Murillo. Well, I think you can say there's good vibes there from, yeah.
Se entiende muy bien. It's like he's understanding pretty
Yeah, I
Well,
understand. Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, so
absolutely.
you
Oh, that's
understand
good.
very good. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So, guys, tell us a bit more about languages. Do you speak any other language other than English?
No, we both speak English, but I will say, even though just like our cultures, he has a like slang to his. I mean, you can hear it right now. He has a
Yeah.
Yeah,
If he
voice, and
speaks too
I
fast,
speak.
sometimes I'm so
Yeah, I
lost.
speak very proper.
Yeah.
And throughout the United States, there's different slangs for the Black culture. So, like the South has their own, the North, the East, the West, and we're from the North, so his is actually like not that bad. The
Yeah.
South is
Yeah.
like you
Uh,
can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you were done. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, like it's kind of it's very surprising, and well, maybe not to me, but it's an interesting fact actually.
You mean the differences?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, when you talked about the cultural shocks, and I was like, how is that even possible? I know, I mean, I've read, I've seen, I've watched videos on that, but still, I kind of find it difficult to comprehend. Like you live in the same
in
city,
the same country
and no, the same city. Yeah, they're both,
Well, yeah.
and then you have this huge. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting that.
Normally, I would think that would happen between countries. Yeah, say say England, US, or US, Canada, for example.
Exactly.
Well, in the
That's
United States, it's still like
huge,
really
right?
segregated.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like the blacks will live in their section, the whites live in their section, the Mexicans and the Indians and the Middle Eastern. So there's, especially in Michigan, like there's whole cities dedicated to each race. So like I honestly growing up never even saw one black person until I went to college. The only black people I knew were like Usher and Trey Songz and Chris Brown and like music artists. Same with
And
him
vice versa,
until
Wow,
he
it's
started working
unbelievable.
real
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Until I like became an adult, a young adult. Remember, I moved out on my own at 17. So once I started working and climbing like the corporate ladder at the job I was in, then I started to see like white people I had never really saw them before. And even then it was kind of like weird, you know what I mean?
You don't talk
So-
to them.
Yeah,
even
you
though
don't really
them.
talk to them.
Yeah.
They don't really you don't
So
really
so
like
I yeah, sorry. So I assume also in your workplace you kind of have this say group thing, like blacks here, whites there. Like you don't make it. It's not like something super visible, but like systematically, you know it.
Exactly. Yeah. They're not like literally like this is where the blacks live, but
Yeah.
you know that's where they live. Yeah.
Crazy.
So I'm sorry. I assume that there are not that many interracial couples, or
No, we actually play this game when we go out that who can spot the interracial couple.
Yep.
So we'll be like interracial couple, interracial couple, interracial couple.
And
so
how
there's
are
not too many.
Yeah. So how are interracial couples seen? Or what
It's
are the
kind
stereotypes?
At least where you live.
Scandalous. Like
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
I know it's crazy.
It's only been
Yeah.
legal in the United States for like what 60 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the loving
so-
story, is
Yeah.
it?
It's kind of like oh, you're going outside of the race, you're breaking the line of like the lineage, or so it's kind of scandalous. Like now I'm gonna be having, if we have kids, they'll forever from now until ever, black is now in our blood, and no one in my family is black, so I'm introducing that into, and black is dominant in the genes, so even if they come out super super light, they're still black, so that'll forever continue on. And yeah, that's kind of like scandalous,
To some people.
Yeah, to some people, but
so I mean, but it's a lot. Like it's that's pretty much how the masses look at it. That's why it was so different. And even honestly, even like when we go out, sometimes more so in like Michigan though. In Atlanta, is more accepted. Like interracial couples down here is more accepted, but in Michigan, they would still look at you kind of weird.
well, it's just because like we now live in a big city, so Detroit is is like a top city, but it's not as big as Atlanta. So there's a lot more diversity, but it's still rare. Like we went out last night. I think we saw what, two couples that were interracial.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't want to be, I don't want to be very stereotypical based on, I mean, what I see or what I hear, right? So, what would you say, or where would you say you normally get the weirdest looks or stares? Is it from white people or from black people? Because I know in Atlanta,
elder people.
yeah, because I know in Atlanta you have a huge, I would assume, a big black community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So where would you say you get those kind of looks or stares?
Your culture.
If I'm gonna be honest, I would say black culture, but especially like the women. elder black women, for real.
Yeah.
Be straight up. Like they look at it like I don't know, like I just betrayed the whole race. Like I just did the most. They give you real straight up dirty looks. And remember, like my people are like they're more outspoken. So it's not hitting. Like they're looking at you. You know what I mean? Like so it's straight up.
As though they're your mother.
White people, we won't tell you.
Yeah.
So you'll never know. Mm-hmm. But deep down, you might find out one day that they're the most racist people ever. So we don't see the initial reactions, except for with black people.
Wow, that's interesting, really.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, because like like you would say, or you hear people say US is the melting pot, like when it comes to like mixing of cultures and all of that, right? So you would assume that and of course the loving story happened, like you said, over 60 years ago. And you would assume that it should be seen as something normal, maybe not super normal, but at least but at the same time not as drastically frowned at as you guys have described it. So it's still kind of shocking and surprising. But I don't know, maybe differs in cities, probably maybe in New York it might be different, or in bigger cities like Washington, New York. I don't know. What do you guys know about that?
It's like the same.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
it's kind of like this unspoken thing that has just always kind of been around.
It's there.
With black, especially with black culture. Now, I don't know about like if he was Mexican or Hispanic and I was white, maybe that's probably more accepting or like just not as talked about. But when it comes to anything with black, yes, it's still like a very unspoken but prevalent issue. And I don't know if you've seen on the news, like we still are fighting for stuff.
Yeah, I had that question in mind. Have you felt all these things from the beginning of your relationship? Has it ever been the same, or is it worse now, or better, or it's
like
been
racially?
like this? Yeah.
I don't think that we've really ever had any personal experiences. Like I've never been to the grocery store and felt like discriminated because he was next to me. I've never had anything personal done. But with everything that is going on, being more aggressive in the news, like people are speaking out and stuff, it does, like it affects my business. I'm a hairstylist, so I have to cater to all different types of people with different views. And some of them feel some type of way when they find out that I do have a black boyfriend, and some of them don't care. And so it's just interesting that it's like they'll start saying things about what's going on in the news, and then I'll be like telling them about how I have a black boyfriend, and then they'll switch and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, like let me re-talk about something else. Like they get like freaked out. And I'm like, I mean, it's fine if that's what you believe, but just know who you're talking to. I'm not a regular white girl, so it kind of teaches them a lesson, and I like that. But nothing we've never had a personal situation. We just see other things.
And to be honest, we kind of like live in our own world in a sense. Like we don't really like let a lot of the outside things influence what we have going on, because we know like how we feel about each other. So we don't want nobody else to kind of like steal our joy. So it's like, if it isn't love, if it isn't positivity, then we kind of just don't try not to even pay attention to it.
Oh yeah, I guess
Wow.
I had like one person comment on my Instagram picture, something saying like the N-word and how you ruined everything and blah blah blah, and I just blocked that person. So.
Of course, yeah.
I mean,
Social media people will do that. So
Yeah.
People
just
get behind that keyboard and they develop all types.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we believe, that people are super bold, like behind the keyboards, but
Yeah.
they might probably not say it to your face.
Never.
Like they will smile and but behind the keyboard,
for me, it's
right.
yeah, it's still difficult to understand what you're saying. I mean, if one day we get to go to Spain, I expect all those things to happen. Yeah, because I mean, in Spain, of course, there are Black people there, but not as many as
Yeah,
the
like-
US. So I'm mentally prepared for that. I expect those stares and all of that. But when I think of the US, if we were to go to the United States, I would be like,
we'll
"Woo,
think like,
paradise!"
yeah, that's
right?
a ticket. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, I mean, yes,
Mixed
all
couples
that,
ticket.
but you'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see.
It
It's not like they're like, oh my god, like you're a zoo animal, but they'll be like, just looking at you. You'll see. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. I mean, it's how, unfortunately, that's how the world is built on, right? It's built to systematically discriminate, and we are trying our best to live our own lives, to the best of our own knowledge, right? So, like you said, well, like we shouldn't really care, right? What people think about us, right? Like what we think should be the most important. So what I want to know, what do you think would be the difference? Yeah, for example, if Rell, you were with a black girl, and Ellie, you were with a white guy. What do you think would have been different from your relationship right now?
like if you was Black?
Yeah. No,
yeah, exactly.
If I was Black so if you were dating a Black girl and I was dating a white guy.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you think your relationship would be very different from the one you have now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like all the relationships was completely different from this one. So it was just regular. Like for me it was nothing.
But tell them about how you feel like you guys do have some sort of like understanding that you don't feel like you have.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of things, like even like now to this day, it's like I have to like explain a lot of things to her because she doesn't understand kind of the viewpoint from like of a Black man, and like how I am viewed in the world and how I view the world. Like this is kind of the way I look at it. Black people kind of walk around the world on like defense. We kind of like trying to protect ourselves. We don't know what we can do or what's going to happen to us. Whereas white people walk around on offense. It's like, oh, okay, well, what can I do today? Or what do I want to do today? With Black people, it's more like, what am I able to do today? Like, what are they gonna, or like, what opposition am I gonna incur? So you kind of like have a shield. And with a Black woman, she already understands all of that. So it's just one of those things that you don't ever have to even talk about or think about.
Yeah.
So,
but it also like that mindset can hinder you. So
absolutely.
So I bring out something that he's like, whoa, I didn't know that, or I didn't see it that way, and then vice versa, because I don't want to walk around like a spoiled brat, like white privilege, and so he kind of humbles me and shows me like, you have to work hard and it's a struggle out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to answer the question?
If I was dating a white guy,
what would be the differences?
I don't know. I just feel like they would just be really quiet. Like, I'm attracted to the assertiveness and the loudness and the outgoing of Black people, but so I just feel like I'm sure there's white people out there that are like that as well, but like culturally overall we're really passive and like shy, and so I think it would just be Boring.
I like the way the both of them said it.
Yeah.
But I will say that, like, with white people, like, especially a certain class, like the type of middle class, upper class that I'm from, our lives are already planned out for us. So I probably would be with someone that had like a timeline and a track and just like a hardcore plan, and that would affect, you know, me and my timeline. And yeah.
Oh, interesting, really. All right. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk about family, right?
Okay.
So
Well, I had them at work.
also
Yeah, no, yes. I wanted to know if the fact that you don't have the same skin color, did it, oh, well, maybe mainly this question is for Rell because Ellie said that she had been
I'm
with
already
black guys
prepared.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but was it ever like, did it make you think twice? You know, maybe I shouldn't date this person because of your environment and what they're going to think. Was it ever, I don't know.
I think I get what you're saying. Like, was like, did I ever hesitate or did I ever think,
Yeah.
maybe I'm making a wrong move?
Yeah.
And absolutely. Like in the beginning, for the first couple of years, bro, I kind of went back and forth, and that also added to, like she was saying, how challenging it was for us in the beginning because it wasn't simple, it wasn't smooth. Every single thing was a fight. It was a challenge. So, and it was from everybody around me, and you know what I mean, like because they view it different. So I was always struggling with, like, would it just be easier to do this the way I've always kind of done it? You know, like I wouldn't have to worry about this. I wouldn't have to constantly educate and explain and over explain and constantly keep doing these things. Like, but like I said, like first of all, I like challenges. Like that's just my, if it's easy and smooth, I'm probably gonna be bored and I'm not gonna want it anyway. So
yeah.
It wasn't, it kind of encouraged me to want to go harder and want to understand more. Plus it's like it opened my mind because I was able to see things. It's like you put on a different set of glasses. Like I could see things differently. So I like that. I like that about her. I like the differences. I was curious. And then it was kind of like I'm being kind of I don't know, ridiculed by one area of the world, but I'm also entering a whole nother side of the world too. So, you know, it's just interesting to me, you know?
Yeah. Okay. What about Ellie? Did you
No.
ever hesitate?
No.
My life is very drama free and simple, and I kind of enter the other person's life. They don't really enter my life. And so it was hard though, because it was kind of like he was pulling away sometimes, and I didn't understand because I'm like, why can't we just be together? And you know, he has family members, but he also has like an ex-wife who they have a child together.
My daughter's mother. So
that was like a huge person that was just in the middle of us trying to come together.
Wow, that's cool. That's
He's a black
interesting, isn't
woman,
it?
so that was that person that
Ah, wow.
It was tough.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, bueno, a las personas que nos están viendo hasta ahora, les damos las gracias, y los que están uniendo también les damos las gracias. Estamos ahora hablando con esta interesante y maravillosa pareja. Tenemos Rell y Ellie. Ellos nos han contado la historia muy interesante de su vida hasta este punto. Bueno, recuerden
a hacer alguna pregunta. No se preocupen que nosotros les traducimos.
Exacto, no exacto. Si tienen preguntas, comentarios, déjenlo allí y le vamos a leer en inglés y les traduciremos en español. Bueno, seguimos. All right, Rell and Ellie. So let's talk about family. Right?
Yeah.
So let's see. If Do you guys think of forming a family? I mean, having a family.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. So yeah. they already kind of looked excited.
Yeah. Yeah. We talk about it.
Oh yeah. Okay. So if you ever did, if you ever do have a family, where would you like to raise have that family? Is it the current place you're living, another city, or probably in a different country? And why?
Well, I'm a hairstylist, so my clients require me to stay here or else I'd lose everything. So I'm a little bit stuck for the next like 10 years at least. But he's a nomad, so he loves just kind of discovering a place, staying there for a little bit, discovering a new place, staying there for a little bit, and so I could see us moving one day, but not anytime soon. So I do want to raise our kids because I grew up in a very suburban white town, and then he grew up in the city all around Black people. So when we have kids, it's like required that we live in an area that's very diverse and has all different kinds of kids in the school, and that it's not so much in the city where they have to like ride the city bus to get to school, but it's not so much in the suburbs that they're like gated off from the world,
Yeah.
So that is like very important to me. And he kind of is going through that right now, having his daughter back in Michigan. She has kind of been taken out from where he was from, but then just battling being in like an all white school compared to an all Black school. So yeah.
Wow.
But I think I mean, I'm like she said, I'm open to it. I've lived in a couple of different states and environments, so and I like that. Recently, I lived in Florida for a little minute, and Florida has a big Hispanic culture. So like I like just being around different cultures and different environments. So I'm probably get bored with Atlanta after a couple of years and be nudging at her to try to make the move somewhere else. And I actually do want to go to another country too to live in to see what that experience is like. I don't know which country yet, but it's definitely on the bucket list.
Yeah, man. I'm sure you're gonna like it. Well, I don't know how it is as a family, but solo traveling, you're gonna love it.
Yeah. And I mean, how would you guys like to combine your cultures? Yeah.
Yeah, how would you? Yeah, exactly. How would you combine? Since Ellie's from obviously a white background and Rell, you're from a Black background, and you've all talked about the differences, right? How would you combine those differences and even out, the advantages or the benefits for your family, for your kids, and all of that?
Yeah, that's something that I don't know, because even though we're so different, our values and our morals are the same. So those will be the same things that we believe will be instilled in the children. But when it comes to like just probably just like my family, when it comes to holidays, we don't do these like giant productions with like family food, everyone in one house yelling, laughing, playing games. Like that's not my family. My family's we sit around a table and each person talks one by one and it's really quiet. And so I want and his family's like that, where it's like a party 24/7, drinking, like the whole, yeah. So I want my kids to see that side too, like to see both sides, and then they can decide whatever they like when they get older. But that's an example. I think I think times will come. We haven't really talked about it, but I'm sure there'll be a time when our child will be like, hey, am I white or am I Black? Or they'll start asking, like, am I allowed to say the N-word? Or someone called me the N-word. Or I'm saying that'll come up, but we haven't really had that yet. But that'll be something, because that's his culture. And so that'll kind of I think we've kind of agreed without even speaking that if it has to do with his culture, he will speak up about that. And then
And
when
if
it
it
has
has
to
to
do
do
with
with you.
mine, I will speak
Mhm.
up.
Yeah, I think
I
that'd
would
be really
never
cool.
overstep and be like, no, you know,
I know
if I
this.
don't even
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's. I mean, I kind of like that that idea, and from what you said, I can see there is tolerance, and there is understanding, and of course respect, and I think these are very important values, right, or traits to have in this kind of relationship, right? So like Ellie's not feeling, even though he's with a black guy, she's not feeling super black. Neither is Rel feeling super white because
Yeah.
he's with a white girl. So it's like I know my space, right?
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
you're in a better position to talk
Exactly.
about this,
Mhm.
right? And that's very I like that is it's very respectful, really. So I want to know. Let's talk about food because from what you've said, I mean, it's a very interesting topic for me. Yeah. So I know you say you're all into you say fitness. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah. So and of course that includes food and all of that. But I would love to know: is there any particular food that Ellie does or that she eats that you like, bro, and vice
The other way.
versa?
No.
Oh yeah. When you bake cookies,
Like store bought. I don't make them homemade.
the ones you was baking.
Pop them in the oven.
I love this.
Yeah.
No, so like with us as individuals, we do the whole fitness thing. No one that's like kind of abnormal. We're kind of in like a select group in the world that lives our life like that just because we like that those goals. But
Yeah.
culturally overall, his food is way more like seasoned,
Spice. Yeah.
fried chicken, just all the bad sugar, flour, like all the bad stuff that you could ever put together but it's the best food you'll ever eat.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
homemade. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I mean,
And my
unhealthy, but
food is like this
bland, flavorless.
it's like frozen food,
Flavorless.
a lot of frozen food, a lot of salt and pepper, and that's it.
That's it. Salt and pepper.
Wow.
No
I mean-
fried anything. Just like it's not even the food that would be considered American because that food is like from different cultures, like pizza. So it's bad. And so growing up, I always did like his food, his culture's food. So that never really was like a
big
like
deal.
food doesn't get in our way, except for when it comes to fitness. But if I could eat anything in the world right now, it would be his like grandma's mac and cheese. So we don't really have problems. But I guess he would never eat my family's food because my family we don't cook. So we go out to eat. Like for Thanksgiving, we're going to go out to a restaurant. So he won't have to worry about my mom's cooking.
He's like, thanks God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, but what do you think? Don't you think it's gonna be or how do you want to do this when you have kids, right? Because the kid will have to eat, right? So whose food? I mean,
I think it's just more about overall health that we agree on. So we're not gonna give our kid like McDonald's every day, you know, but they'll have it here and there, you know. So
yeah.
Just more of like a balanced, and then I'm sure we'll introduce like, you know, the seasonings and stuff so they can just determine which route they want to go.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
We have a question. Yeah, finally. It's in Spanish, but Obi will translate it.
It says, who among you, I think, what do you think? Rel. Let him practice a bit of his Spanish.
Who is more tolerant with the other?
No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
disgusto. Like it says, who is more tolerant? Like between the two of you,
Who prefers not to fight? Yeah, like
yeah, you just the
okay,
more
okay.
like Pacific one.
yeah. Instead of
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
easily.
Oh,
She's a peacemaker. She don't really want no problems. She want to keep things on an even keel.
I'm the one that's trying to like kiss him and give him hugs and kisses and rub his back and right after we just got done arguing, and he'll be like, I'm still mad at you. Like, get off me. I don't give it any time to
the
like
opposite.
get back on track.
She don't want a second of like discomfort or disorientation between us. Like it has, like we just need to be. I mean, and that's just because again, that kind of goes back up to like my cultural upbringing. Like I'm kind of like used to that, so it's like I don't know. It's normal for me, but it's not for her. So she wants it to end immediately. But I'm grateful. Like I appreciate that because deep down inside, I want it to end too. Like
yeah, he used to when we first met. He used to do this thing where we'd get into like the smallest fight, and he would stay mad for like days, like 2 or 3 days, and that I just no, that does not work for me. We need to talk about it and make up ASAP. So that was like where our arguments would come in, and now we really don't ever fight. Like I don't remember the last time we fought, or we get into little petty things like you took the groceries in or you left them blah blah blah, and I'll just be like whatever, and then walk away. Like
just move on.
Yeah, and then that's it.
Yeah. I mean,
because we're so conjoined, so together and everything. So it's kind of like.
We have to move on.
Yeah, it's like we got something else to do. We don't have time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mad
Absolutely.
About that like,
So, well, just let me translate what you just said, yeah.
Okay.
Mario, bueno, lo que nos han contado es que Ellie de los dos es la persona más pacífica, la que intenta, bueno, siempre que hay un conflicto, pues calmar a Rell y, bueno, por también lo que han estado contando durante toda la conversación, la personalidad de Rell es un poco más explosiva, ¿no? Y Ellie es una persona más calmada, más pacífica. Y ella es la que da su brazo a torcer, ¿no? Mientras que Rell es, por también lo que contaba su cultura y es la forma en la que él está acostumbrado a lidiar con las cosas de una forma más
explosiva.
Mientras que ella no.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So I think we've got like 2 more questions. Yeah. So the first question before we close this, we'll wrap it up is, what would you say have been the most challenging things that you both faced together on the
regarding
grounds?
the race difference? Or?
Yeah, on the grounds that you're from, you have different skin color. What would you say have been the most challenging up until this moment?
Probably our communication.
Yeah.
We still to this day, I'll be like, what did you say? Or he'll think he heard it this way, and I'll think I heard it that way. And we'll get into a whole argument, and at the end of the argument, we'll find out that we didn't even understand. Like, it was completely different. And it could be the smallest things, like the show we want to watch, or
it's miscommunication because of our different perspectives.
Yeah,
because we see things differently because we're used to seeing things a certain type of way. So we could be trying to pretty much say the same thing, but we're saying it a different way. So once the emotions calm down, that's what we've worked on, kind of like identifying. I guess the best thing we worked on in our relationship is like how to fight, to fight in respectful and understanding ways. So that way we eliminate conflict. So it kind of helps us with the whole misinterpreting each other thing now. So it's like it doesn't go too far before we be like, hold on. That's not even what we were trying to say.
Right.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, the next question.
The last.
I've got two. Okay, the last one.
You have two?
Yeah.
Okay,
I just remembered another one. So the next question is, could you quickly share with us what you think are the few or the many myths there are in a mixed relationship like yours?
Myths. Not every.
You about to go there.
No. Every white girl is a certain way.
What are you talking about from me?
Dang.
Damn, yeah, that is.
Okay. I will say it's kind of stereotypical that when a white girl and a black guy specifically get together, the black guy is like mooching off of the white girl, and that's in our relationship is not true at all.
Mooching, like
Taking advantage of it.
using.
Yeah.
So that he's using me for a place to stay. He's using me for a car. He's using me for money. And then also the girl is kind of like stereotypically a white girl dating a black guy is usually pretty trashy. Like she lives in a trailer park and she like smokes cigarettes and just like that mental picture of what a white girl would look like. And she's kind of like devaluing herself to go to a black guy, stereotypically. But that's not true at all, obviously. I'm college educated. We don't live in a trailer park. We have a very good life, and it doesn't have to be like that. But those are kind of like, I'm sure if you guys ever seen like 90 Day Fiance or any of those reality shows, they show those white people are like not normal, you know? So that's not what white people are like, you know? What about you?
How about Rell?
Me, trying to think. That's interesting.
And then for you, stereotypically, if a black guy has to date or dates a white girl in his culture, it's kind of like he's forced to because no other black guy will or black girl will like him. Like he's too corny or lame or just
like I'm like just not like accepted by my race, so and probably got low self-esteem or something. So the only person who is willing to accept me is somebody who doesn't know that, you know what I mean? Who's from a whole nother race. So they don't
because
even know
in the black culture, the man is like very aggressive and a leader and assertive, and not every single man out there is like that. Exactly. So those guys aren't going to be the black girls aren't attracted to the quieter and shy black guys. So then they go to the white girls.
So they're outcasts.
Yeah. So when we go out to like restaurants and stuff, we always kind of joke like, you look like that corny lame white girl, or you look like that corny lame black guy. Like,
wow. This been very eye opening. Yeah, definitely. Well, of course, you know, I mean, it's we share two different realities, like in as much as we're in similar situations, right? Like you both live in the US and we live in South America, in Ecuador specifically. So we might have lots of things in common regarding the experiences that we both share, but at the same time, the way like society perceives these things and the culture around it might also differ. So it's kind of like, wow, for me, you know I read and I see some of these things, I watch some of these things in movies and videos, but still like it feels very, very, you know, very direct when you hear it from like say real people like the both of you. So I appreciate that. Okay, so the last question, so we can wrap it up. What would you say? And I would love Rell to, you know, like we say in Spanish, we say ilumínanos. Yeah, that means like shine your light upon us, right? Enlighten us. You know, with your Rell knows nothing. Yeah. So, sorry, what do you say? How do you say it?
Talk that shit like.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I would love to know what would you say are the benefits of the advantages of being in a relationship with someone of a different, in this case, a different color than you,
a different culture, a different.
For me, I would say I feel like it opens a lot of doors for me in life and in my career and and in different environments, doors that I never even knew existed. So it puts me in a lot of places to take advantage of a lot of different opportunities. I mean, I don't know. I just learned so much on being with her and being associated with her. Things that I feel like primarily or previously I would have never had access to. So it's kind of like it put me just in a different world for real than what I was living in before.
And now when you look back at what he was living in, he's like, wait,
I can't.
Yeah, I can't go back to
it's
that.
almost like I can't even believe that I lived like that in those environments with such a closed mind, or I really like thought and valued the things that I did, like were so important. It's weird. Like it's almost like night and day. Like it's like total opposite. So I feel like you say, like illuminate. I feel like me being with her has illuminated my entire life.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's really cool. It's poetry, romantic, and at the same time motivating, right?
Yeah, I would like to know Ellie's thought.
Probably just, I think what he grew up with that I lack is just speaking your truth, even if your voice shakes. That's his favorite quote. Since I am very passive and shy, I tend to get taken advantage of, like in my work life, or even just simple things like going out shopping or something. And so he's definitely helped me become more assertive, but not in like a ridiculous way where I'm like cussing and fighting. And he helps me in like a mature way, with articulate way with my words, because I didn't grow up really speaking quick. We're not like white people culturally aren't like quick-witted. So I'm slow to like get a joke or to understand and say something quick back. So he's helped me become more confident. Also just opening myself up to not walking around thinking I'm like high and mighty, because in the United States, like it's called white privilege. That's what we call it here. It's it's like we're the best of the best. That's how it is. Like I don't have to worry about getting like robbed or killed, or I think I'm like I'll call the police immediately. Like I think they're here to help me. And then he's the opposite. So I've really learned the eyes of growing up in a poor environment and working for everything, and the struggles of being dark skinned. Like it's a lot to be dark skinned. Yeah. And in our culture, it's like we just want to be tan, and he's like, I am tan, but you don't like it. Yeah.
Wow. Well, guys, thank you very much. I mean, it's been super enlightening and very, very, very enriching, really. So we're very grateful that you shared all of this with us, and of course with the audience as well. So thank you very much. And with this, we're going to wrap up this interview. So I don't know if you want to say something in Spanish.
But to them, or you want to close?
No, I mean to you guys, of course.
If I want to tell them something in Spanish.
No. So guys, so like I was saying, thank you very much. We really we do appreciate that you accepted this invitation, and we were very, very glad that you opened our eyes to a different new world regarding
your reality.
So we appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for choosing us and all the fans and everyone watching. It was really fun.
This was fun. It's dope. I really appreciate like the opportunity to come on here. We never done nothing like this in life. So it's like completely outside our comfort zone. I appreciate you even like giving us the idea and opportunity. And
we don't have any mixed friends.
None.
It's either all black or all white. Exactly. So we don't ever get to be like, share our funny things or little quirks that happen in a interracial couple. So it was kind of cool. Now we have a connection in Ecuador.
Sure.
So I have to
Yeah.
Absolutely,
It's on the list.
absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to give you guys a space so you can talk to the little audience that we'll have here. If you want to thank them or whatever, yeah. So
Right.
the floor is yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much. It was really fun meeting everyone. And I'm sorry if we talk too fast to being in English, but you can follow me at Ellie Rosie Hair on Instagram. And it's pretty much just going to be like me, him, and I living our life. And if you like beauty, I'm always posting about hair, makeup, anything beauty.
If you like fitness, or if you like wellness, or if you're into just developing yourself and learning to love life and love yourself, then you can follow me at Rell Knows Nothing on Instagram. And again, thank y'all for tuning in. This has been fun. This has been good. Much love to everybody out there.
All
Oh.
right. Thank you very
guys,
much.
thank you very much. I mean, I was not expecting this at all. It's been one of the, I think, the deepest conversations we've
yeah.
had.
You were
cool.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
It wasn't like this kind of conversation you have like full of roses or butterflies. No, you were very blunt with your reality.
You opened yourselves a lot.
And that's
I felt
cool.
that's what I felt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, guys. So thank you very much one more time, and now I'm going to say goodbye in Spanish.
Yeah.
And all of that.
So yes, thank you very much, guys. We're very appreciative of that. We'll keep in touch. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I look forward
All
to
right.
it.
Bye bye.
All right.
Yeah. Y'all be easy.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, a los supervivientes que han estado hasta el final de esta conversación, ojalá hubiésemos tenido más interacción. Entendemos que, bueno, para muchas personas ha podido ser difícil el comprender lo que nos han estado contando. Pero bueno, la mayoría de nuestras conversaciones son en español, pero hay ocasiones en las que nos surgen estas oportunidades de parejas también muy interesantes, y aunque la audiencia que tenemos angloparlante es inferior, también nos gusta dar oportunidades a estas personas porque también tienen historias muy interesantes que contar.
Claro.
Si tienen preguntas, también nos las pueden dejar. Este video se va a quedar en YouTube. Pueden dejarlas y nosotros les podemos contar, les podemos contestar. Muchísimas gracias por estar un día más aquí con nosotros. Entendemos, como he dicho, que no haya sido tan interactivo por razones obvias. Pero igualmente, un abrazo muy grande a todos los que siempre nos acompañan. Y como siempre, a lo largo de la semana os vamos a anunciar nuestros próximos invitados.
Y esta vez va a ser en español, así que si quieres saber y conocer un poquito más, síguenos en nuestra cuenta de Instagram, que ahí dice @somos.auditels.
Esperamos que esto no les desanime, sino que les anime todavía más a seguir con nosotros, porque como ha dicho Obi, va a ser en español.
Exacto.
Así que un abrazo muy grande para todos. Y a cuidarse mucho.
A eso. Adiós.
Bye.
Boom.